Why was this revolution so important to you, Eddie?
I needed money. That's what was so important about it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I needed another company to make money. So thank God for AEW coming out. When I broke in, it was one company and a bunch of independents. And you had to know somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody to get anywhere in the independent wrestling to make money, to make a living off it. So it's nice to have a second company finally.
You came in as one of Cody's open challenges for the TNT title. And
Yeah.
did you think that would turn into a long-time thing?
No, I was there just to pay my mortgage. It was just another booking. I was just waiting for the pandemic to loosen up or end so I can start making money again.
Okay. What did AEW do to you spiritually?
Well, spiritually, that's deep. That's deep. You know what? Honestly, spiritually, it just made me believe what people were telling me for all these years, which was just, you know what I mean, stick with it, mature, get, you know what I mean, mentally mature, and also showed to me that everything happens for a reason. It proved that point for me. All the things I've went through, all the stupid mistakes I made, all the promoters I told to F off, and all that stuff led me to be part of AEW. So it was all worth it.
Eddie, is AEW the same company now that you started with from day one against Cody?
No, it's changed. It's definitely changed. The roster's changed. The office has changed. All that stuff. Is it changed for good or for bad? That's not for me to say because I still get my check. So to me, it's good still.
Well, you talked about getting paid, and you talked about when you came to AEW, and you didn't know this was a long-term thing. It was a paycheck for an appearance. But that was a very scary time because you're talking about the pandemic. Bully and I remember doing that show, and we were trying to get a lot of independent wrestlers on the show to promote, their stores and T-shirts just to be able to make some money during that difficult time. Talk about that time for you personally as an independent wrestler.
Oh, it sucked. Before the pandemic started, I was doing a 3-month tour in England. So I was in Wolverhampton when everything hit. And then President Trump said, yo, we're not letting nobody in the country. So I had to buy an $1,800 ticket back home. I get home and I'm just like, all right, well, there's no more shows. So then I started selling my gear online to try to make some money so I could pay, my rent, mortgage, all that good stuff that we have to do as adults. So yeah, I was broke, man. I was broke. I was running out of gear to sell. I sold my boots right before my match with Cody. The boots I wore for the match was fresh off Amazon. Fresh off Amazon, not even tightened, not even loosened up. I was in the back, like going like this, like it's a baseball glove, trying to loosen it up. So yeah, no, it was a rough time period. I thought I was gonna have to move back home with my mother, which is not wrong. It would have been good to have free food and stuff, but at that time I was 39. I was like, man, that's kind of like everybody who said I couldn't do it, or I wasn't mature enough, or I had a bad attitude. I guess they were right. And, that was going through my head. And then one day, a homeboy of mine told me, hey, this may be it. Get focused. What do you want? And, I told him what I wanted. He said, okay, now everything that you do from this point on is for that goal. So then I went to a show in New York, finally had the first indie show, ICW, and in Jersey. And they were like, yeah, you can cut a promo if you want after. And I was like, okay. I was supposed to fight Zack Sabre Jr., but the pandemic hit. I was supposed to do something with Nick Aldis, who was NWA champ at the time. So I was like, I'll call them out. And then I said, you know what? Just to be cute, let me call out Cody because he's doing this open challenge deal. I did it. I did not expect anything from it. I get a phone call from AEW and they go, hey, you want to come in and fight Cody? I said, yeah, how much? Because, like, again, I was broke. I was trying to make a living. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, everything just took off. And still to this day, like I told you guys, still to this day, I'm kind of like, what? How is it? Why is this happening? What?
But this is how crazy life is, Eddie. Like
Yeah.
you're coming up with that promo and what you're going to say in that promo, and at the tail end, just as a goof, you call out Cody, and it changed the course of your life.
Yeah, it was just me just calling out Cody. No way thinking anything's gonna get picked up on it. I trust me, I said a lot worse things about Zack Sabre Jr. than I did Cody. So I wasn't expecting anything. By the way, Zack Sabre Jr. is a bitch. And let's just put it out there right now. But I called Cody out, and I never thought it would take off, man. Never in my life. Still to this day, I'm surprised about it.
Eddie, when you say Zack Sabre Jr. is a bitch, are you saying...
I knew Bubba would pick that one up.
Yeah. Oh, Bubba's picked up a lot so far in the past 5 minutes that we're going to get into. But when you say Zack Sabre Jr. is a bitch, are you saying that because it's been difficult for you to do business with him, or are you such good friends you're just calling him a bitch?
Oh, no, I'm not friends with him.
Okay.
I want to fight him. I've been dying to fight him. So the only way I can actually fight him is by talking enough shit where somebody will book it. That's really it. There's no personal thing. There's some things I see that he does because I don't know him. I don't talk to him. But there's certain things I see that he does, and I'm like, oh, you're a pompous little fuck. Oh, okay. I would love to smack the shit out of you. So that's where that comes from. There's nothing personal. I just see shit that he does, and I want to, rock him a little bit.
Okay. And one of the other things that I've been picking up, and with AEW wrestlers, we hear a lot about it's like the passion for pro wrestling, and the AEW fans are, into certain wrestlers because they love their art form of pro wrestling and they're so into it. But the number one thing that I've heard from you so far this morning is, I wrestle for money because this is a business.
Yeah.
Or when did the light bulb go off for you that? Because I know you're very passionate about pro wrestling. I know your love for Japanese wrestling, and the Mizawas of the world and the Kawatas of the world, guys that I love also. But when did the light bulb go off for you? And go, oh, this is a freaking business, and I have to treat it as such.
I think after I got the Triple Crown, when after World's End. I sat in the back and I looked at all three of the belts and I went, okay, this is a business now. Now I got to make business decisions. I'm a champion. I should be treated as such. You know what I mean? And I need to now pick my opponents. I got to do what's right for business because if AEW's not around, where am I going to make my money? I'm going to have to go back to the independent. So now as a champion, this has to be business. So that's when I was sitting by myself, having a little bit of whiskey, and I went, all right, business time now. I reached all my goals. Now it's time. This is business now.
It's funny, Bully, as you were saying about like the AEW fan and what they expect and things like that. I thought, and it brought back a thought in my mind of a discussion that you and I had a few years back about Eddie and the fact that there was a point where Eddie Kingston could have easily been the face of AEW. Like, I think the fans embraced Eddie enough that I think seriously. Well, you're shaking your head, but I seriously mean that. I think the fans embraced you, and also like you being unorthodox in that way, different than everybody else on the roster. I think you could have easily been the face of the company.
I don't know. I know Bubba has something to say. So put the
no.
I'm learning TV stuff when I do commentary, and they go, I go, okay, yeah.
Here, let me let the people know what's going on. We have the benefit of seeing each other, and as Dave is telling you that you could have been the face of AEW, you're shaking your head no, and you're kind of smirking. Do you not believe that?
No, I don't, because I don't look at myself as one of those guys.
Well,
I just look
no
at myself
disrespect. No disrespect. You're fucking blind. Because honest to God, the way that the fans embraced you, and you are kind of like the everyman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, bro, I like Five Guys. I like ice cream, which I've been slowing down on. I like fighting. That's all I like to do. I don't do 450s, 630s. These guys are so much more athletic, and they're athletes. I'm just the guy, that knows how to use his hands.
But so was Dusty Rhodes, Eddie.
I'm nowhere near Dusty.
No.
Dusty is an icon.
Listen. Shut the fuck up and listen for a second. You're very, very good at what you do, and what you're good at, not many people are as good as you. People love you for the way you talk and for the spirit in which you wrestle with. They don't give a shit about how you look. As a matter of fact, I'd rather have a normal, everyday guy like you who spoke as passionately as you from the streets of New York than some body guy. We don't care about body guys. We care. So I do agree with Dave, Eddie. I think maybe you don't have as much. I don't know if you don't have as much confidence yourself. You could have and still could be that guy.
I appreciate all the kind words. I really, really do. That's all I can say.
Now, whether or not you have enough confidence in the company to put you in that position, that's a different story. But when Eddie Kingston talks, I want to listen. You force me to listen. And that's something that not many people in the entire industry can do, Eddie. All right, I'm enough blowing smoke up your ass.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. My girl just got me the coffee. Just to let you know, right here, I changed. You ready? Now I drink Starbucks. Now you get to
See, good stuff.
Upscale.
The good stuff.
And it's almond milk. I'm just saying.
Well, excuse me.
Stevia, bro. The healthy sugar.
And he's moved from Yonkers to Scarsdale.
No way. I would never move to Scarsdale. I'm in Florida now, not Scarsdale. Scarsdale's way too far up.
No, but it's
too
funny
far
that
away from the trains. You know what I mean? You got to take the Metro North. I'm not. Give me the 4 train.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is like this conversation is what I'm talking about because it is so relatable. And
well, I was raised to be like that. My dad told me to be a knockaround guy because my dad, I did join the union, but my dad, that was his thought. My kid's gonna join the union with me, and you have to be a knockaround guy. You have to be able to talk to electricians. You have to be able to talk to elevator guys, iron workers, different union guys. You have to be able to, as my Uncle Kevin, rest in peace, would say, shuck and jive a little bit. Got to be able to talk. That's it. That's why I can talk to you guys about whatever, especially sports. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I mean, listen, you got your Knicks. Your Giant season ended in September, so it gives you a lot more time to watch the Knicks.
Oh, man. I just remember every Giant fan going, yeah, Jackson Dart and Scatterboo, we got it. I go, guys, please, just wait. Please just wait. And we saw what happened. Win first, and then I'll be like, yo, you're the future. That's all I'm saying.
Let's talk about another guy who has a similar energy to you, and I know someone you've been close to in and out of the business, Jon Moxley, and how Moxley and you have been intertwined during your time prior to AEW and in AEW.
Well, me and Moxie starved together out on the independents. You know what I mean? We would see each other at shows and just hang out with each other. We didn't like a lot of people because, as Bubba would tell you, there's a lot of fake people in wrestling, and it's pretty easy to spot them. You know what I mean? Right away, if you know what you're looking for, And John's not fake. John knows I'm not fake. So we just gravitated towards each other and just hung out, had our own inside jokes and, all that stuff. When you starve with somebody, you really get to know them. When you're hungry, when you're at the bar in Philly called Nichols and you're both struggling to buy a beer, you know what I mean? And all the boys are putting their money together just to get around for everybody. You get to know each other. And then the road as well. You get in the car with guys, sit down and talk to you, get to know them. And me and John became friends, man, to the point where when I was out injured, not a lot of people came to come see me. John did. John brung his wife, his kid. He didn't have to. It was like 8 o'clock at night. I was like, what are you doing? The baby got to eat. Let the baby eat, go to sleep. He's like, no. They wanted to see you, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And we didn't talk business. We didn't talk wrestling. We just talked life. So that's my friendship with Moxie.
What's your relationship like as of today with John? Are you still as tight as ever, or?
Yeah, we still talk. We still talk. I see him at shows and we say what's up. You know what I mean? When it comes to the wrestling stuff, I try to stay out of that because I made a promise to myself that I won't lose close relationships because of the business. I won't make the business turn me on people.
Eddie, has your passion for pro wrestling disappointed you in a sense that I know you love pro wrestling, but I don't know if pro wrestling has loved you back the way you would have wanted it to. So has that kind of hurt you on the inside where you're at the point now where you're like, I'm just going to show up, I'm going to do my job, I'm going to get paid, and I'm going to go home to my real life?
Yeah, there's moments like that. As you get older in the game, of course there's moments like that where you're like, bro, I just want to go home. I don't want to deal with this airport shit, all this bullshit that I got to catch the shuttle at 5 a.m., all that great stuff that people don't get to see. Of course, you just want to go home. But my passion's always there for it. You know what I mean? Like, before I got on here with you, I was watching a video on YouTube that a guy put together, the feud of Junkyard Dog and Michael Hayes from Mid-South in 81. So I just put it on to watch so I can learn something and be enjoyed. I watch at least 3 Terry Funk matches a day. I watch Homicide matches at least once a day. And the All Japan matches we talked about. I watched one, I fell asleep last night to Kawada and Kobashi in 98. You know what I mean? Like, the passion's still there. I just won't let it ruin my friendships anymore. It has in the past. But I've lost a lot of friends, but not anymore.
Eddie, I got a chance to spend some time with Kawada. Did you ever get it? Did you ever get a chance? He's an in my opinion, the most realistic seller I've ever seen in professional wrestling.
Yes. That's why he's one of my favorites. If not top, you know what I mean? No one beats Funk, but he's close. You know what I mean?
Eddie, and first of all, I like to shout out to Nichols. That's where I met my first wife. Anyway, so you got the...
Who hasn't?
We all met Dave's first wife there.
I'm still paying for it. Still paying for any ointment. But we have the book by Keith Elliot Greenberg. And AEW, of course, the book is All Elite, the inside story of All Elite Wrestling.
How do you go to the book after that? I thought he was going to say something. I really thought he was going to say that his little man down there had a cold.
No, listen. Less is more, Eddie. Less is more.
And Dave has definitely got away with the less part. A lot less.
This kid, God bless you. Hey, listen, dude, you know this on radio. You got to be quick. You got to be quick, man. And that brings up my second wife. But anyway, so this book, do you still get the thrill of seeing your picture, like in a book like this, like seeing your picture like that?
It's still weird. Everything's weird to me still. Video game, action figure. It's all weird. This is not, like I tell people, I never thought this was going to happen to me. Especially after so many years in, and thinking the only reason why I was still in wrestling was because of my nephews and my niece, just so they can show their kids at school, like, look, my uncle was a wrestler or is a wrestler, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And now that they can do it with an action figure, I'm good. I reached so many goals. There's still more to do, but I reached so many goals that I would be kind of an asshole for not recognizing it or, loving it.
Eddie, before we wrap up, tell me what one of those goals are for you, or which is the most important one to you at this stage of the game?
The most important one for me, because of my love for Japanese wrestling, is just to fight in Budokan Hall. Just one time. Because that's where my favorite match happened, 6'3", 94, Misawa and Kawada. And if I'm in that, when I was in Sumo Hall, I don't know, for the G1, I was looking around like, oh yeah, I got to wrestle. You know what I mean? Because you just see these places on tape or DVD or whatever it is now. And you watch these matches and you hear the crowd and you want to be a part of it. You want to be there. So that's definitely one. Being a tag champion with Hook or Ortiz is another goal. And honestly, you know what? When you say most important, honestly, this is me not being a good soldier or anything like that, because I can give a fuck less. This is about the pro wrestling business. I want to see AEW thrive and get better as time goes on. And the younger guys learn from guys like Mox and other people. You know what I mean? I just want the company to be better for when I'm gone. I can say I left pro wrestling better than when I went in. You know what I mean? I want to be Terry Funk at the end. I want people to say Eddie tried. That's it.
Well, I say this in the nicest way. I'd like to do exactly to you what you'd like to do to Zack Sabre Jr.
Smack him.
I'd like to pop you right in your fucking mouth one day, just to see what you would do back.
Oh, first off, I would laugh, give you a hug. And then,
that's not good business, Eddie. That's not good business.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
As long as you punched me back after you gave me the hug,
Then I got to do something. Maybe bite your nose. Like, all right, here it comes. Yeah, make sure we get a camera there so we can get business time. Money
maybe
time.
that could align the two of you. You could become a tag team.
I'll put Hook. Have Hook learn from Bubba. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, you deal with Hook because I had to deal with his father.
Hey, look. I love the guy. He makes me laugh when I talk to him.
Who makes you laugh?
Taz, my man.
Oh
Taz.
My God,
dude, you guys.
I'm kidding. Taz is a very funny guy.
Oh fuck, he gets me every time because he'll come out of nowhere with things, and I'll be like, "What the fuck?" He's the guy I go to for advice because we have the same kind of attitude with people. You know what I mean?
Taz gets it. Taz gets it.
It's a New York thing. I don't know. You know what I mean? But like when someone said good morning to me once, I said, "What's so good about it?" Taz was there, like, yeah. Yeah. What's so good about it, brother? As the guy's walking away, and I'm like, where the fuck did you come from? Anyway.
Let me ask you, heaven for you, Eddie, watching a Terry Funk match, egg, ham, and Taylor ham and cheese.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
Okay. All right.
All right. Giants in the Super Bowl. Terry Funk sitting next to me. And we have a bunch of beers and joints ready to rock.
All right. Okay.
Homicide's next to me, and just us three.
So, Eddie, I'm going to leave you with these two things. Because I know you'll appreciate them. Okay? I know you will appreciate them. I main evented the Budokan.
Yes.
And the last words that Terry Funk ever said in a wrestling ring was, "Devon, get the tables." So I know you can appreciate amazing. Stories like that.
That's fucking amazing.
Normally I wouldn't share those, but I know you would love stories like that. So.
Dog, how do you not look? I got goosebumps. You can't see it on there, but come on, how do you not love that shit? Yeah. You know what I mean? Guys like that you, when you meet a hero of yours or someone that you want to emulate, and you meet that person and they're actually great, blows everything out of the water.
Eddie, the night that Cactus Jack lit Terry Funk on fire in the ECW arena, I was a young boy, and I tried to hide because when Funk came back into the locker room, he was beyond mad. Beyond mad. He destroyed the locker room, and I was standing as far away as possible, but he kept walking over to my area. And I was 402 pounds, and I'm trying to hide behind a 2x4 like he couldn't see me or something, right? He gets close enough, and I just said, "Sir, are you okay?" Whack! He smacked me right in the face, Eddie. And he goes, "Don't you ever ask me if I'm okay. Do you know who I am?" And that's where I stole "Do You Know Who I Am?" Because Terry Funk smacked me in the face.
Wow.
How do you not love that? How do you not? Yep. Oh, man. Everyone, man, that's what, God, man, if I'm lucky enough to be spoken, like, in the same vicinity as like someone like Funk. Bro, I did what I could do. I did what I was meant to do then. You know what I mean? Because no one says a bad word. I haven't heard one person, and I watched the shoot interviews. I was part of that generation buying the RF and the high spot shoot interviews and all that. I never heard anyone say a bad word about Mr. Funk once. You hear it from everyone else, but
Eddie, when he had that match, when he did the match with Bret Hart, the retirement match that they did on Beyond the Mat, I was lucky enough to wrestle on that show. And I was a young boy. I had no business being on that show. But I did have a spot. And I got Terry Funk came up to me and he handed me my check and thanked me for working on the show. And to this day, Eddie, I never cashed that check.
Oh, dude, that shit should be framed. That's all
I was at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center. We were doing a show for Tommy, House of Hardcore, and Funk was there.
I was on that show.
So that night, I asked Terry to sign my book. And, you know, as he's writing, I said, Terry, here's the check from 1990, whatever it was, 97. I go, I never cashed the check, and I'm going to put the check in with the book. And he goes, you son of a bitch, I haven't been able to balance my checkbook for 20 years.
Only him.
Only him.
That was the same show where the doctor told him, Terry, don't get in the ring. You're not allowed to get in the ring. And he goes, yeah. First thing you see is Terry go right in the ring with Dreamer. Dreamer's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm in the back laughing with Homicide like we knew he was gonna do that. How do you tell a wild Bronco don't be wild?
Yeah.
You know? God bless him, man. I could talk about Terry all day. God bless him. We'll be here for hours.
One day we'll get you back on and we'll just tell Terry Funk stories.
Bro, I'll sit here. Bring everybody that knew Terry and I'll sit here like this. Go.
Yep.
And I'll sit right here.
Yep.
Eddie, appreciate the time. Again, the book, Keith Elliot Greenberg's in studio with us today. This book is All Elite, the inside story of All Elite Wrestling, which is available today. It drops today.
They've all told me that you have given everybody, and I'm going to use a big word here because I asked my girl for the word. You gave every story and every person adequate and like level time in the book. So if anyone's ever worried about, well, did he mention this? He gave adequate time to everybody.
Eddie, which was the big word?
Adequate.
I thought it was level. I was like, level?
I thought it was time.
For some time's a big word, you know what I mean?
Eddie, I got to tell you, you would be great. Like, you would be a great sports talk radio host.
I can't. I'll get fired if, watching that fucking game, man. And just that Philly game. And look, I love Philadelphia because that's where Eddie Kingston was born. Was in Philadelphia around the Pennsylvania area. But God, I hate the fucking Eagles, man.
My brother, who does sports talk radio for ESPN, he went on.
ESPN, huh? Yeah, ESPN. You know what? I'm not going to do it. My girlfriend's looking at me right now going,
go ahead. What?
I'm not going to mention what they did to YouTube TV. Yeah, I mean,
I'm talking ESPN radio here in New York. ESPN radio.
Oh, okay.
Radio.
Well, go. Radio's fine. But I couldn't watch the Notre Dame game because Disney. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. I'm glad
that's another issue.
I'm glad I got your approval to talk about something on my own show. But
I was waiting for that.
There it is. And there it is. And there it is.
Yes. Let's go. We did it.
Eddie, seriously, thank you so much for the time, man. Appreciate you. We got to get you back on again. And thanks for talking about the book. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate all of you, man.